Yep.
Is there any cheeky tricks or tips that you have that you've done or that you do with Death Guard? And is there anything to like look out for with that, I guess, if you're playing against or if you're trying to play Death Guard?
So there's quite a few like tricks you can do. It's normally me trying to make my opponent do bad decisions.
Right.
Like when you play against World Eaters, I love to put one Blight Hauler out on the front and just tell them, "Oh, please don't charge my Blight Hauler. I forgot you scout." Like I don't normally go to people like that, but it's basically
Oh,
what happens
please
in my
no.
head as far as like, "Oh, please don't send your 6/8 bound that costs 310 points at this 90-point Blight Hauler and kill it." Oh,
Don't
look, your
ravage
8 bound
me.
is dead. But yeah, like the amount of times that I've seen people like deploy so that nothing is chargeable on turn one, I'm like, no, 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 give them something to charge, so that way they throw something at you. Because odds are, with Death Guard being as cheap as it is, they're gonna throw way more points at trying to take it out than you will, as far as retaliation goes. So that's one of the things. Like, give your opponents the ability to make mistakes. Don't take all the ability to take mistakes away from them.
Yeah, draw them in with a sacrificial lamb so you don't need to move so fast.
Definitely.
Ironically enough, I do play World Eaters, and if I can get off that turn one charge, I'm like foaming at the mouth. Like, oh, I gotta kill this thing. It could be nothing. It could be literally a
unit
group
of cultists.
Yeah. And I'm like, I gotta kill them. These guys need to die.
Yeah, those nails fighting.
Have taken the worst spot.
The dumpster fire?
I was definitely the dumpster fire. I want the Chambrero.
Oh god, the Chambrero. All right,
Yeah.
so real quick, and I used to run tournaments at my house with like a bunch of my friends, Don. And Cody, I don't know if I've told you this or not. So what we used to do is I found at the armory that I work at, there was this like trophy, this golfing trophy that looks just really dumb. It was just an awful looking trophy that like just was collecting dust. So I'm like, let me grab this thing. So first place at our tournaments used to get this trophy that had nothing to do with Warhammer on it. Like it was just
it's like a completely different sport.
Yeah, it was golf. It was just a dude
saying that Warhammer's a sport.
It was golfing. So, and then we would put, like we put a little nameplate on there, like that they won, and whoever won that tournament got to hold on to that trophy until the next tournament, until somebody took it from them. And we had the same thing for last place, which was this completely ridiculously oversized sombrero that I bought. And if you got and we called it the Chambrero, and if you got the Chambrero, you had to wear it at the next tournament, like for the entire duration of the game. So like you're trying to get line of sight behind things, and you have this gigantic sombrero that's like knocking your models over and shit. So it was more cheeky fun. Like honestly, we'd make them wear it for like the first 10 minutes, and we're like, all right, dude, like Chambrero sounds like a good time. Yeah, it was. Mike, there's a guy that comes on our stream every once in a while. Mike, he got the Chambrero quite often and refused to wear it. We're like, dude, come on. It's like, no, fuck you. I'm not wearing this stupid sombrero.
I like so a little unrelated. I don't mind being bad at things as long as I'm having fun, which sounds lame, but
no, not at all. That's Warhammer, dude.
But I did play basketball for a short period of time for like a Christian basketball league, and I was so bad that they had to give you an award, and the award I got was most Christ-like. I was so bad at basketball, they could not give me anything else. They're like, this guy's he's kind of like Christ, He turned the other cheek. He's letting everyone walk all over him in basketball.
You got most Christ-like in basketball?
Yes. You get a little star, and that was like my uniform had all the Christ-like stars across the chest, dude. It was awesome.
You were probably so proud of that too.
And yeah, I was like, dude, I memorized those Bible verses, but then like growing older, I'm like, wait a second. It's not because I was good at Bible verses, it's because I was bad at basketball.
Oh, that's too funny. Sorry not to get off topic on that one, but
yeah, sorry about that. The Chambrero. It's like sometimes you got to be, hyped about your failures,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the mindset.
Yeah, I know as far as like mindset and having fun and stuff like that. I remember back a couple editions ago, I used to be a lot more competitive than I am now, and I was really strict with some opponents sometimes because sometimes when you get up to the higher level stuff, you want to make sure that people are being like
Honest.
on top of things as possible because like sportsmanship was definitely not a big thing until like Steven Box came out with a video of like my opponent's yellow card or something like that that put a giant magnifying glass up to sportsman like behavior and what you should do and should not do. And since then, I feel like the hobby has gone in a tremendously great direction as far as people just being better people to each other. And I got
Right.
to the point now where I'm like, I don't even care if I win or lose anymore. I just want to effectively, like I joke with my friends with like LVO. I'm going to LVO not for 40K, but just to meet new friends. That is literally what it's all about. Because you're stuck across the table and you're having fun with someone for 3 hours. So get to know them, make sure that you guys both have a good time. Because ultimately, one person's going to win the entire event, everyone else is going to do whatever. But you're just there to have a good time with your opponent.
What are your top 5 units in Death Guard?
So top 5. Let's see. I really love how Mortarian's at right now. He's actually probably the most points efficient unit that we have in our codex. Let's just flat out. His durability, his ability to affect the game state by simply existing is super strong. So yeah, he's definitely number 1. You don't have to like him, you don't have to play him, but he's exceptionally good at affecting the game. The Predator Structors are ridiculously cheap for the amount of damage that it can inflict on the games, like on the board. Whether and like I joke with people all the time. I don't run las cannons or like the highest strength gun I have on my list is the Defiler cannon. Everything else is strength 9 or less, and I routinely table tank company type stuff because there's so many ways to get like lethal hits or the minus toughness. You're normally like winning on 5s, so like even with the heavy bolters, you'll just shred through people with your all the debuffs and buffs that you can give your stuff. Then there's Typhus. He's an obvious one. They don't know how to point him to where he should be. Like I think he's on 140 point model that is currently 80. So he's really useful there. The Terminator Sorcerers are also ridiculously good for 70 points. They're really annoying to deal with. They can occasionally just come down and blow up like a whole unit by themselves. And then like even if someone gets into combat with them, you can pop -1 damage. If someone has 3 damage attacks, you can pop -2 damage on them. Like they're really, really useful. And then as far as probably the 5th most useful unit, it probably is Death Shroud because they have the ability to keep your characters that you want to use often safe with their -1 damage, and then people just don't want to get into combat with them either because they hit on 2s, strength 8, AP 2, 2 damage, lethal, or a sweep attack of 601 lethal. It's a very useful unit, but like I was saying earlier, I feel like the internal balance in the Death Guard Index is super strong. It's really hard to go wrong with units on the list. I love Spawn, I love Cultists, I love like everything in there is usable. Even if it's less usable than others, most of it is very usable. You can win RTTs with anything in that book.